1, 2. I'm a water soldier, I'm a lawless man. No, I don't play poker since that stand spoken. Over some bootleg moonshine, over my bathtub gin. Swam out over under is my only friend.
Hi, Russ Cottier here, and I'm delighted to welcome you to Harrison's new international studio here in the UK. Today we're starting an exciting new project where we bring artists, producers and engineers from around the world together to make, in true Harrison style, some great music which stands the test of time. We're calling it Harrison to the World. We've got engineer producer Stuart Bruce here in the control room with me, and we'll be taking you from the beginning of the production process to configuring the console, mic choice and placement, processing decisions, and finally creating a reference mix for the mix engineer.
Cowboys and hustlers on the steering wheel.
So before we get into tracking, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history behind Harrison. The company's founder, Dave Harrison, was a saxophonist and a recording engineer in the Cincinnati area. He became studio engineer and manager at King Records, where they recorded acts like James Brown, The Platters and John Lee Hooker. Dave eventually moved to Nashville to start Studio Supply, a company that sold studio equipment and built studios. Dave was a reseller for MCI, a leading manufacturer of multi-track recorders at the time. Dave approached Jeep Harned, the founder of MCI, with a new console idea. It was the inline console. It allowed you to combine the features of recording and mixing into a single mixer strip. Now, Jeep was not interested in the innovative new design, so Dave started his own console company to bring the idea to market. The company's first product, the 32 series console, was launched in 1975 to great success, and Harrison Consoles was born. Dave was inducted as a fellow in the Audio Engineering Society for his contribution to the inline design of audio consoles, which greatly improved the incorporation of multi-track recorders into the console signal path. This design was adopted as a standard for every large format music console. The Harrison 3232 was the world's first 32-bus inline console. The original 3232 became the sonic benchmark, renowned for its rich natural sound, musical EQ and super sweet transformer coupled mic pre's. Over the past 50 years, Harrison mixing consoles have helped world-renowned artists create some of the most celebrated and best-selling albums in history. These include Michael Jackson's Thriller and Bad, Fleetwood Mac's Rumours, ABBA's Voulez-Vous, AC/DC's Highway to Hell, Steely Dan's Asia and Gaucho, and Donald Fagen's Nightfly. Harrison continues to build on this legacy by reimagining the original 32 series with the new 32Classic, a brand new analog console that combines the best of Harrison's heritage with the latest studio production technology. This Harrison to the World project is meant to highlight some of Harrison's amazing legacy whilst introducing, or to some reintroducing them, to the Harrison sound and workflow which so many artists and engineers choose to help craft their sound. Today we're going to track with the American icon reimagined for the modern studio, the 32Classic console.
There's something very special about getting a load of musicians in a room to collaborate and make great music together. So today we're lucky enough to have some amazing artists in the building who will be writing a track together, which we will then track through the Harrison 32Classic analog console. So we've got Taylor McCall on lead vocals, acoustic and electric guitar. We thought Taylor was a great artist to work with for the first in this series. He's currently touring with Robert Plant, is based out of Nashville, and he's going to bring some of the modern Nashville sound to the record. The amazing Clive Deamer on drums and percussion. Well, Clive's worked with artists like Radiohead, William Dupree, Tom Jones and Portishead, and we're delighted to have him here today. Joe Coombs, who's an amazing UK-based guitarist, is playing slide guitar. Joe was nominated for Instrumentalist of the Year by the UK Americana Music Association this year and last year, and it's a great fit for the Harrison to the World project. The brilliant Lisa Lipkin is on backing vocals, and Poco the dog has come along for the ride as the executive producer. Lisa is part of a band called Headshot with Clive. And finally, we have myself playing bass and producing the track. And Russ Cottier is on the dials engineering. So it's going to be a great session. Let's get into it.
We've got an intro.
Yeah. So I'll get you 1, 2, 3, 4. First one, my name is Taylor McCall. I am a musical artist, a creative from Greenville, South Carolina. Currently based a little below Nashville, Tennessee. The last 3 days we've been cutting a tune of mine called Black Powder Soul. I wrote that early on when I moved to Nashville and kind of stumbled upon one of my first mentors, Dave Pahanish, and he used to let me come just crash and spend all my time in his studio, and I had most of this song, you know, written verse-wise, and then I finally brought it in. I was like, I need a little help on the chorus, and then we sat down and in about 10 minutes finished writing it and recording it, that version, the demo version, and we've been cutting it this week acoustically, like a lot of people have wanted to hear it for a long time now. And the pre-chorus kind of thing that goes. I'd say being a country guy and an artist that grew up around Southern people, I have a love for, you know, mountain music, but also I have a love for Jimi Hendrix, which when I was 6 or 7 and I heard that first Woodstock record, really expanded the way my mind perceived the art of music and recording. You know, there's a lot of mainstream stuff being made, but there's a lot of really, really cool stuff being made in Nashville and on the outside of Nashville that I'm excited for the world to hear. We're bringing such good tones and the songwriting, and it's combining all these elements that can make great art, which is still important these days. And the bridge.
It's been a real pleasure to be here at the Harrison new studio, and it was great fun to work with Taylor. We saw him performing with Robert Plant's tour, and it's been great to get together with him and have such an easy flowing musical thing that we just threw the track together, and it's been a real treat.
Yeah, it feels great. The song's really got a nice form to it now.
I'm really happy. I think probably now's the moment to just switch up into the other rooms, get the full mics on the kit and on the guitar amps and get going.
Clive is a dynamic drummer. A dynamic drummer,
Yeah,
aren't you?
exactly.
Yeah. So
That's the word.
Yeah.
So we've gone for an interesting setup on here.
Yeah, we want to capture something that does have close mics in it, but also something that captures the air and the kind of space around what it is that you're doing.
4011.
Yeah, overheads, yeah.
In a sort of ORTF
So it's
kind of
Yeah,
thing?
DPA. It's an RCF. It's 4011, and it's just a really convenient way of putting a stereo pair above a kit because it's, as you can see, very simple.
And it's bob on above the snare, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's centered over the snare drum, and they do sound fabulous. So if we go to the kick drum, and inside there is an old AKG D12. Clive's drums particularly, there's a warmth to them and a kind of character to them where I don't want to use a mic that's too hyped in the kick drum.
Yeah, because they put a lot of click in the D112 and the newer ones.
Yeah, which is great if you're looking for that sound, but what we're looking for is the natural sound of what Clive does. Then if we look at the tom-toms, these are DPAs again, and these are 4099s. And
there's one under the snare as well.
There is one under the snare as the under snare mic, yeah. And I haven't used these much until recently. I really, really like them because they're, again, natural. You're capturing the natural resonance of the drum. You're not forcing a kind of too much of a character into it, which is great because we like the character of what we're hearing already. So that's what we're trying to capture. Hi-hat is 2011. I didn't place that there, right? And normally I would move that, but when I heard it,
pointing
it's really sort of like in the wrong place.
The rod,
but actually,
isn't it? Yeah.
when I listened to it, I really liked it. Came out and saw it there and thought, okay, I'm not going to move it.
Yeah.
So this is a Unidyne B. It's the sort of precursor to the Shaw 57, and this is one of my many junk shop purchases, or stuff literally
They're
people.
Great though. They're great.
People are always throwing stuff away and giving it to me. The interesting thing with this is it's a high impedance mic. It was originally designed to plug into like a guitar amplifier. So we actually have to run it through a DI box.
Talking of junk shop mics.
Oh yeah.
The Hit Kit mic is making an appearance.
It is. This is a kid's karaoke set microphone. It's like it's I don't think they probably spent anything more than about 50 pence making that microphone. It sounds pretty dreadful, but I put it into the center of the kit. It looks like it's a handheld vocal mic that would be cardioid. Of course it isn't, it's omnidirectional. And it picks up everything. So it's the crush mic in the middle of the kit. So I place that there, and then you'll see, again, do some quite sort of severe treatment to it afterwards. But it adds character into the center of the sound. Particularly when I'm working with a drummer like Clive, who's got a real character to what they're doing. I'm looking for that one thing. Because he plays so balanced, I can literally have one microphone and I can hear all the kit. So that's going to hopefully give me a little bit of extra kind of, dirt in the middle of the sound. We were just saying about ambience and the stairwell, and you can hear this stairwell is, it's got quite a ring to it. And so we just put this pair of Austrian 818s up there, and they're on omnidirectional. And it's instant drum space. Great, okay, so Tomsy Floppe.
Tomsy Top, I'm sorry.
Tomsy Floppe. Great.
It's worth mentioning that everything we're recording in this session is going to be done through the Harrison 32 Classic mic pre's, isn't it?
Yeah. It's completely the intention is to
no fancy.
No, nothing else. Well, I don't think you know,
preamps.
honestly, having now done some recording with it, I don't think you need. esoteric mic pre's because I like this mic pre. It sounds good.
So it's got a Jensen transformer.
It's got a nice top end. You can drive it.
Yeah.
It sounds really good driven. And in fact, we made a mistake on something earlier and got this astonishing fuzz tone out of it.
Yeah,
which
that was
sounded
really good,
fantastic on a guitar, you know, just by mistake. But it does sound really good.
But you can even drive those just slightly, and it doesn't seem like it doesn't get to the fuzzy section quickly. It just kind of gives it a bit of dynamic compression-y type vibe, you know, a little bit of soft saturation.
Honestly, it reminds me very, very much my memory of recording on Harrisons in the 80s.
Tight bottom end?
Yeah, you kind of relied on them for a bit of that. You know, there was a certain quality, and there's a quality to the way that you know, it's quite solid.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the thing that I like, but it's sweet at the top end.
Yeah.
My drum kit has sounded fantastic through this, and there was a particular kit that I wanted to use for this, and the sound that I had in my head, it's there. So, you know, I guess that's a pretty good endorsement.
Stuart, we've got to record acoustic guitar, so you've got this cool method, haven't you?
I'm going to use ribbon microphones. We know that we like the sound of this ribbon microphone.
A Reslow.
His voice, the Reslow. And we're going to use these RCA, they're modern takes on an RCA 44. And so we're going to use those. Now they're all ribbon, so therefore they're all figure of 8. And figure of 8 gives us this great opportunity to use the null point in a figure of 8 pattern.
You say when?
I think, let me put this, so if I put the null point there, that looks pretty good actually. Yeah, I like that. Hold that firm.
Awesome.
Beautiful. So that's the starting position for that. So we should probably have a listen to it.
Yeah, let's go. Play something for us, and we'll go and have a listen.
Great, man. Thank you.
Cool. Lovely.
I think that's it.
Cool.
I have experience of those classic Harrison consoles because I'm that old. I always liked tracking on Harrisons. It was a thing, you know, there was a studio in London called Marcus which had Harrisons, and I used to love going to track. The room sounded good, but the console just gave you something, you know.
They're so easy to use as well.
Yeah.
And first off, they're really nicely spaced out. There's loads of room on this.
Yeah, it's a big, I mean, it's a big channel strip. If you're used to lots of modern large format consoles.
Yeah. This is a large format console.
This is wide, you know. I mean, it's like 16 channels on this is like 24 channels on some other consoles, you know. It's simple. It's not a fully parametric EQ, but it does some very clever things.
And it's plus minus 10.
This is the thing you've got to, because you kind of look at it, you know, when someone's set up something on one of these consoles, you look at it and kind of think, blimey, there's a lot of EQ going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you realise that it's plus 10, and lots of console EQs are plus and minus 15, right? But there's a smoothness to it. And there's an interactivity between the bands where you can sculpt, and it's more of a, to me, this is an additive EQ, more than anything, yeah? The good feature of it, even though it isn't fully parametric, is that when you cut, the more you cut, the narrower the cue gets.
Yeah, so it's proportional cue.
Yeah, and then obviously broadens as you boost.
Yeah.
So, which is exactly what you know, basically that's very often what the third knob in that midsection is for, is to go narrow when you're taking out and go broad when you're putting in. So it does it for you. But these filters are astonishing.
The best thing I love about the filters is just taking a little bit of the high end off. It just kind of makes it that kind of smooth, cool, sort of pro sound, you know.
It does have...
The range is incredible. It's like
Oh,
the
if you
sweep
cross,
is
if you
insane,
cross them
isn't
over,
it?
the signal disappears completely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a filter. You know, it's like it says gone and it means it.
I am such a creature of being in the studio, and before the last couple of years, I've never really spent much time in them. Now I seem to be in them as much as I can be, and it's been a real pleasure to come over here and join Harrison for recording this song on such a beautiful console.
Are you used to bigger microphones?
We are used to bigger microphones.
Yeah.
Curious what kind of microphone this is.
This is a Reslo. It's an English company that made microphones in the 50s and 60s, particularly. And it's a ribbon, and it was designed for the BBC, and this one's been refurbished.
Amazing.
You'll hear it in a minute.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great sound for a small mic.
Yeah. Well, it's going to go through the console,
Okay.
because we like the pre's on the console.
Yeah.
And it'll have console EQ.
Vintage LA2A compressor on insert.
Yeah.
So we're going to track through that and actually print the result of that
Yeah.
compressor.
Amazing.
Yeah. You know, kind of old school desk style.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. Should we get started?
Sure.
Great. Here we go. The headphones okay?
Yeah, we're good. Let's roll.
You all right? Okay, here we go.
I'm a lawless soldier, I'm a lawless man. No, I don't play poker since that stint in Spokane. Over some bootleg moonshine, over my bathtub gin, swam out. Over under is my only friend.
I mean, the pre's do sound pretty bloody good on this thing, you know.
But yeah, they seem to saturate quite nicely as well.
Yeah.
And the same with the master bus. The master bus is slamming and it's like it's gel, isn't it?
Black powder soul.
Cool.
Yeah,
That one felt good.
that's great. And you know, when that double comes in after the first instrumental section,
Agreed.
it's like,
Yeah.
ah!
For sure. For sure. Good stuff, brother.
Good one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it just works, doesn't it?
It does.
It sounds really strong.
It does. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally don't know why. I love doing a double, you know what I mean? It's so fun.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
it's like surfing. It's surfing your own wave in a weird way, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
to actually perform it is one thing, isn't
Yeah.
it? But I mean that it works. It's a sound that doesn't work well with everybody's voice,
Sure.
but it works really well with your voice.
Sure. I'd say it came together very fast. We knew what we wanted when we came in. It was a matter of using the tools to capture that. And when you have the right tools and the right people in the room, you don't need to spend a long time doing things. So it's been a real treat.
Because we've got Dante in here.
Yeah, because because there's Dante in the console. Yeah, so it's got conversion within the console, isn't it? So you're actually just picking up a Dante line out of it. I mean, you can literally rock up with your laptop and virtual sound card.
Yeah.
And plug into the console and do a session.
Yes.
Literally, we're getting to this point now. I mean, it's a clever piece of technology because you're getting to the point now where, you know, not everybody's going to be able to afford one of these. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
But for a lot of people who do a lot of work at home, they're actually going to be able to come to a studio with their own home system, patch in, record, go home, it's already in their computer. You don't even have to worry about file transfers and all the rest of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just an interesting idea, and it works very well.
My name is Lisa Lipkin, and this is Poco, my dog. And Clive and I are in a band together called Head Shy. I thought he was amazing. I thought he was a really great singer-songwriter, had a lovely voice. You know, we were talking to Stuart about doing a session and using the Harrison desk, and I thought he'd be a perfect fit. So he's from Nashville, and he's funky as hell. Can I say that word? Taylor and I had a little bit of a sing together, which was wonderful. He's such a great voice. And we very quickly arrived at what we thought would be a good backing vocal.
Powder, black powder soul.
Dark clouds above me, but fire is below. My heart is burning, but my blood runs cold. Got a black powder soul. And Poco was the executive producer, and he had his kibble, and he thought it would be a good idea if Clive put that in a water bottle with a little bit of water and shook it, and that made the track.
Is that working? Is it doing it?
It's just nice to sit in front of a new Harrison and go,
And everything works.
That sounds as great as I remember it.
Everything's in
Yeah.
tip-top condition,
Yeah.
which is a good thing about new consoles as well. Like,
Well,
it's-
another thing I've got to
you know.
say about this console is really good quality faders.
Oh,
These faders,
much.
I mean, obviously I'm old, so I'm used to pushing faders up
Yeah.
and down, yeah? But I like the way these faders feel. And it just feels, and it's, you know, it's solid. It's a solid piece of
this is
stuff.
my favourite feature, I think. The depth of the buffer.
Yeah.
You can get, you know, a lot of the time you're kind of balancing things. But
Oh, no,
it's
no.
got that modern approach.
Common
But
sense.
you know, it's not too far to grab the faders and all that kind of stuff.
The flow through the console when you're actually recording and you've got multiple input sources going. I mean, you know, like earlier, you know, with drums and guitars and vocals and all kinds of things coming in. Just the fact that it's ergonomically really well designed so you can actually get to everything really
Yeah,
quickly,
yeah,
really
absolutely.
easily. It's really nicely laid out. The colour scheme's really sensible. And so it's obvious where you're supposed to put your hand.
The EQ is closer to you.
Yeah.
And the sends.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
You know, bus assignment is nice and easy to
Yeah.
tap into.
Yeah, which is the other thing is, you know, with this big wide. You know,
Yeah, which is you
section
can put
here.
keyboard on here if you wanted, or
You could, but I
control
can
surface.
write notes on it, and I really like
can-
the fact
yeah.
that I can write notes on this thing, you know, while still being able to reach all the things that I would reach the most. You know, the lean is only when you need to go and adjust the microphone, which is
absolutely.
I think it sounds amazing for coming in. This is my first time recording over here, and with a full British band, and we really captured the swamp of what Nashville and South Carolina artists really is looking for in my tracks. You know.
The track ended up with a really, really lush quality. A lot of power, no distortion, a very nice desk.
Everything I've heard here today, the last couple of days, has been absolutely fabulous. There's this warmth to it that's what most people seem to pick up on. I'm excited to hear all the other things that you could record into it.
I think the Harrison to the World project is an amazing thing. It's a wonderful thing to bring musicians from all across the world with different musical influences and cultures. It's really cool.
Thanks for watching the first Harrison to the World video. It's been a great few days here tracking some amazing artists. We're really happy with the sound of the recording, and the console has been an absolute dream to work on, giving us flexibility, processing, and of course the sound needed to produce and record an amazing track. The process has been extremely quick, and most importantly, we've been capturing the tone we want for the track. I'd like to thank all of the artists and Stuart, the production team, and of course Harrison for starting this amazing project. I can't wait to hear the final mix. Until then, take a listen to the rough mix of Taylor McCall's Black Powder Soul.
Take, forget, I'm running.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Good.
Lovely.
Oh yes.
He likes it.